Okay. Welcome to um, another here with us. I will let him introduce himself. He is very used to this platform. Welcome to the show.
Martin, as you know, definitely I appreciate the introduction, but Flexdan, as they know him, is a brother. We are very, as you just introduced, we're here to discuss and analyze things as we go. That status quo, especially, directing ahead of us, which is they call it 2020 draft and the 2024 amended draft, which is not yet, which is to be promulgated. We expect it to.
That famous interview which we had.
I still have it, and I think you have to share that in the SoundCloud.
Yeah, we need to share that.
The SoundCloud, really, it was intriguing, and people.
Situation. That's what we're going to be talking about today. We have a number of different things. How it's going to work, we will name those under the Assan Gambia YouTube page. Where are some of these reports we've already published? You can follow our news report. It's a brand new website. Those who know about the AfCFTA, is an agreement for Africa to increase trade within African countries. How is Gambia taking advantage? But what civil society is also trying to do, one civil society organization is doing tremendous listening. I'm your host, Yusuf Taylor, alias Flexdan. You are tuned into West Coast Radio 95.3 FM. This is the straight. We will start off this. Just yesterday, I was at a stakeholder.
Spoke about the government's commitment to participate in the second pilot phase of the AfCFTA.
The official implementation of the AfCFTA National Implementation Strategy through the technical support of the United Nations Economic Commission for Africa. The strategy is therefore the national strategic framework for the implementation of the AfCFTA in the Gambia, and
the agreement came into force on 30th May 2019. Trading under the AfCFTA started on 1st January 2021.
Countries. In Africa, it's a different ballgame. We are lagging behind. It's around 17%. The last time the statistics was 2017. Of something about it. What's your response?
Thank you so much. It is important, definitely not too bad if we have free trade areas created and move all these trade barriers between countries. We as Africans, there is no need for now in this globalized world. So government to government, definitely intertrade links are very important for all of us. I think it is a good move trying to put barriers here, charges, and all these tariffs. You wonder why all these things, because really, especially some of us being very neighbors, very close, very having common end of the trade between countries there, all that is open up. It brings also varieties of, products. One country may have a different product, the other country has a product, which you can
watch them. They're actual videos, but we play the news report. Exiled Gambians attend Wave Human Rights Festival. What
Women's Association for Victims Empowerment WAVE at Janjanbureh on Friday, 29 June 2024. A group of people exiled from Kilmot Ali. Since then, they fled into Senegal across the border and settled some 300 meters away from where they live. The border and Kilmot Ali, Senegal, where the exiled Gambians are located. Since then, the TRRC recommended that the government
Okay, you can watch the rest of that news report on Askan Gambia Association for Victims Empowerment. Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's an unfortunate situation. I know about this case, and I know that they have an issue, and legally there were a lot of judgments here and there. Definitely, the community there, the village was affected under Yaya Jammeh, and then discussed with our neighbor in Senegal. But definitely, we shouldn't see anybody being, it's even weird, it's even unfortunate. The reality is that it has to be cured under the UN, United Nations Refugee and all those conventions and protocols. They should be having their right. You know what I mean? There was a caution of the other who was, they were pull and push, a power struggle within them that maybe during Jamna's time.
I'm sure the people of Kermot Ali will be very happy to hear that. So we are going to go on to the next item, which is bringing us closer to our main discussion topic. For anybody listening, this is what governs all of us today. You can see we have it here. Reference material. We have it on our phones, but we have it hard copy. Draft. Yes? This is what they rejected. Lawyer Assan Martin, there you go. I pass it on to you. And finally, the latest. Assan Martin, I'm going to hold on to this one.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, and then we will actually play a short excerpt of this news report, which is very, very important, what he said. And soon after the press conference, what?
My name is Yusuf Taylor. We really appreciate the opportunity to have this President DRC's consultation at all. So that's the first question, and I have another one, right? Okay. My second question, sir. You promised back in May, if I have to count the numbers right, that means that the promises of the President of a draft constitution in 2024 is impossible.
We are going through the constitution clause by clause, agreeing to disagree. And then there's a report that came out of that. So the report is in my ministry. Each certain clauses to change. There were some stalemates on certain areas, and each round of consultation generated reports. And these reports are generated lines. But we are committed, everything being okay, the constitution should be in place sometime in 2025.
We released a statement. Also, the civil society, Tango, released a statement saying that the minister's statement, what the minister said that they were consulted.
We've listened to different versions, and also we've witnessed or even seen on your questioning of the minister at that press conference. Way to go. The Bar Association has mentioned the issue of consultation was not done properly. So with the stakeholders, remember.
But he said he has a report. The minister says he has a report to prove the consultation.
Consultation, personally, with anybody, but incompetence has been shown here. What is effective consultation? Halifa Saleh stated. Halifa Saleh says that for him, everybody is a stakeholder to this constitution. So definitely, are we consulted when all this is certain? With how many, the bar associations and all everything, were they all consulted at the final latter part of inserting all that we are going to have to discuss? When they heard about that, you know what I mean? There was a 2024 promulgated draft. This promulgated draft is what we are not going to discuss. The consultation, unless and until they release. But that document alone is not sufficient to define consultation. It was a meeting of what?
Promise tracker. We track the minister's promise as well as the president's promise that there will be a referendum for a constitution this year. They said that no, 2025. How do you see 2025? And then you know what is happening around the corner in 2026.
Process from day one. You showed me all these documents, and even this one which I even have, which is the first draft, which was 2019, to have a good document that fits for purpose for the 21st century to govern us and bring us a new Gambia. Unfortunately, it is hard to handle the insertions that we have done there, because it questions a motive. And the motive, definitely, I will analyze it to be a sinister motive. It's not personal, but it's the one thing I can say is that there was not effective consultation. If there was one discussion which was happening in Nigeria, taking politicians, company, why are we going to go somewhere to outsource our efforts? We could have sat here in Gambia. There would have been a proper consultation with the people.
But there's a way to spend money effectively, and then to also have maximum impact and maximum stuff. But I think we will go into
value for money. But you mentioned the IEC issue, which 50% of the Gambian voters have to come out, and then 75% threshold. That is
Gambia. I'm your host, Yusuf Taylor, alias Flex Dan, bringing you the Straight Talk Show. And boy, do we have a program today. If you have comments, if you want to chip in, send us a message, comment on our YouTube, and call at 504-78 after this constitution comes into power, right? We'll have 2 terms.
There was a package of reforms. I always refer people to that. If you were telling me back then in 2016, or Khalifa Saleh also, and all other people in that seasonal period, and then start a term limit, I don't think you will have get selected for that matter. But coming back to it, 2 terms, it starts from there. I don't think most Gambians going to accept that. Already, they have already shown a lot in governance, a poor system of governance that we cannot afford a 20. Definitely, we also definitely welcome, I mean, you know, every constitution, because reality is that majority of votes count. But for we are in a catch-22 situation, which is the dilemma we find ourselves now. You know, the constitution is nowhere to be seen, and then at the same
draft constitution, because we are currently on the good, but I'm not getting a good vibe from you. Tell me something. What is good about this?
You can have a voting process which is going to the parliament for confirmation. I welcome that.
No, that's removed. That's removed. That's removed.
Oh, that's land ownership. But I'm not even satisfied with you know, clauses dealing with the provision dealing with even citizenship. In the definition from, you know, a child.
Yeah.
I don't know. The expectation was that there could have been a document we all believe would carry our aims and aspirations. You know, taking it from
explanatory note from the government. The government finally released an explanatory note. Let me tell you the story about this explanatory note. At the end of the day, they don't deliver. So we were ready for them, and we questioned the minister. Minister, where is the explanatory note? Oh, yes. Oh,
prepare yourself as to trying to tell. You're going to face a presser. A press conference is definitely always open, which is rights of every department or institution. Why the constitution, the draft constitution comes in, you know, as opposed to what was there, the idea that, you know, the 97.
The explanatory note does not explain all the changes from the 2020 draft constitution to this current.
Clear, precise, and comprehensive. To be honest, this one also, I've seen that they touch certain areas, which, I mean, as I say, it was not comprehensive in that chapter. But reality is that, for me, as I just say, it was a chapter that was supposed to be redrafted properly. I mean, they were trying to do. Remember, there were government code of conduct, civil service, you know, all those things. They have their own, you know, civil service.
And are those things working currently?
At that symbol for some people. But if you look at it, as I say, whether it is a constitutional material as how it was brought, it was just to bring a conscious. I don't think it will have been necessary.
So perhaps are you recommending that they should have updated those documents to be more
fitting for the 21st century? Reality is that this government will need a total reform. That's why some of us are writing these things. We want to see an effective implementation to a supervision mechanism. It's very important. This so-called particular chapter, to be honest, when you read it first, I mean, you know that it's a chapter that has to be looked at. If they can narrow it down and say, like you just say, for most Gambians, the expectation of having a document, a separate document that can govern us to move forward. But a referendum, a successful referendum, is chances are very, very slim. To me, the Constitution is virtually dead in the water.
We are dissecting the good, the bad, and the ugly of the 2024 draft constitution. And of course, we are moving all Gambians. Now, this government has removed that and changed it to all the way to primary. So senior, second.
I mean, make it better, but now you're trying to remove certain things that is going to disadvantage, and then, you know, many, you know, I mean, school for century. Even if you cannot pull your weight as a government, you can even target a higher, you know, level of, you know, expectation to say that, okay, at least we will try to work of the CRC, because we already paid more than $120 million for the CRC to go around, do consultations, spend every money. So you cannot exclude, because I'm a minister also, only when we say that it was cabinet who decided. Well, the minister is not part of the cabinet, he is. They're expecting that Gambia, you know what I mean, will come with a transition government that is going to change things, make things better. The expectations were very high for Gambia.
This is what was in the 2020 draft, and I will read it. The members of the commission shall be appointed by the president, subject to confirmation by the assembly. This is what is changed to. The members of the commission shall be appointed by the president in consultation with the judicial side.
We have another situation here. As I said, the expectation here is that this new constitution that we envisage will give Gambians. Yes, we know that sometimes presidents can take appointments and do whatever they want. But the reason why we say that at least a small vetting process will have at least tried.
I mean,
specifically,
why are you saying some people?
No, I'm just saying, no,
are you not confident to say Sirinjai's name? What?
My brother.
Is it not your?
That's why they say that that should have been referred to Parliament under the 2020 draft to make sure that Parliament, through their vetting.
The president, within 45 days of assuming office, nominate and appoint the minister. Do you agree with that one?
Well, there must be a confirmation process. What I'm talking about, confirming this, that they revert back to what was the order of the day, which is that a president can appoint and that is it. So reality is that
I even confronted the minister about
changing the position of the CRC. That's what we have. Then I'm questioning, why was the need to spend 120 million with the CRC? Because what they're doing now is that the president, they have to sit and start saying that we want this constitution to be within our whims and caprices. But I also refer people to what the analysis reality. And now we have seen that interest is surfaced. The general interest matter. At the end of the day also, the general interest is saying that even after the gazetting, even after the vetting by the committees, national asylum committees and so on, even if they were to approve this 2024, it's definitely beyond belief. I advise Gambians, take note of this. Get a new government, get a special committee and envisage a new document. If not, we...
At the end, and our last topic point is the issue of National Assembly members. Before, in the, in the National Assembly, to dismiss National Assembly members. Not only does he want to able to nominate them, he wants to put that in there now, right? To the diaspora. The president wants it instead for him. Our last take, and then we close.
Yes, definitely interesting. 5 nominated members, and they feel that this was very disadvantageous in the sense of when we talk about the separation of powers.
Thank you.
And then definitely it means a parliamentarian or this thing again. I don't think in any good democracy that is healthy, whereby unless a national assembly fool you people, I'm not like your head changing. It was all engineered from the diaspora. Yes, the vote was down on the ground. I have to agree to this. It's coming in our own initiative finally, which is that diaspora vote and representation will become under a new system called the National Alliance, which definitely you will be hearing.
The national about his new initiative.
Follow us
party. We'll definitely make sure we cover it. So next week